Yeah, I reckon I've done a few in my time now. I first air reverse I've done was probably when I was either 13 or 14, I think. Put it in one of my videos, montage, and I was pretty stoked when my dad nailed it. My dad started filming me ever since I was like 10 or 11, so yeah, I was pretty stoked to nail my first air reverse, and yeah, it's been one of my favourite moves ever since. I don't mind it at all. Yeah, I remember just watching Slater in black and white, and he did those few reverses, and then I just went out and tried him every wave. And I remember I did my first couple in the foam, just patting the dog, trying to get around, doing these ones. And you know, I finally stuck a few, and I just couldn't wait to run home and watch it on film. It was one of the best feelings ever. So yeah, I remember doing a couple of reverses, and then after that I'd probably learn how to do airs, and then yeah, and then combine the two eventually. It's tough. I mean, you know, there's a million different kind of air reverses you can do. Just you have to pick one that suits the section, you know, ahead of you. If you haven't got that much speed and it's a small wave, it's more of like a fin throw, tail whip kind of thing, where you just throw your back foot as high above your head as you can, just to get your board out. That's when it's a small wave, and you know, you don't have much speed. It's kind of hard to explain, but you've definitely, you know, you got to adopt a pretty big stance. You got to throw that front foot pretty far forward, and yeah, just try and whip your tail around as much as you can. And you just want your tail to land facing the beach. You know, if it's a bit off, that's when you might nose dive or tail dive, as you'd say. But yeah, you just want to try and get your tail straight to the beach, and then you can decide which way you want to spin. But that's the main objective, I think. But then, you know, obviously there's you know, when you're flying down the line, there's a big section. That's when you like pop above the lip and you go for like a grab. You normally go for a grab when it's a bigger air, because you don't want to lose your board. You know, you want to grab it, and if you're looking like you're making it, you can, you know, hang on and stick it. If you're looking like it's going to be a bit of a death section, or you're a bit off balance, you can ditch your board, you know, so you don't land on it, because that obviously can hurt you. Everyone knows it's pretty obvious that it's a lot easier to do airs when it's either a light onshore or a bit of wind blowing straight towards you down the line, like the way you're racing. So you know, if the wind's blowing into you, like for me going right front side, it just sticks your board, just plants your board to your feet. So it's obvious, no matter what kind of, all you got to do is go above the lip and your board will just plant to your feet. So that's when probably the craziest airs go down, I'd say. And then you know, onshore is also just as good, really. You know, your board sticks to your feet really well. And then when it's offshore, well, you know, no wind's also good. No wind's fine, but when it's offshore, it definitely gets a little bit harder. You know, I think in the offshore, it's probably easier to go for maybe alley-oops, where you point your board at the beach, so the wind kind of plants it to you. So I think an alley-oop's a bit of an easier air when it's offshore. Or if you're going to go for an normal air, you just kind of have to grab. You know, you have to grab a lot earlier than you would if it's onshore. As soon as you leave the lip, you just got to grab your board, otherwise it'll fly away. So, you know, double grab's probably a pretty safe one for when it's offshore. But yeah, any kind of grab, you just got to grab it a bit earlier when it's strong offshore, I think. My stock standard air reverse is just, you know, you're racing down the line, eyeing off your section, you shuffle forward a bit, you know, you got your front foot pretty far forward. And I always make sure I wax up there a bit too, because all the boys used to write me off for waxing too close to the nose, but you know, everyone proves it these days that, you know, it's like the way Dane Reynolds surfs especially, you got to wax as far as you can up there, because you stomp all over your board. Just find that right section and try and just launch and go for that grab. You know, the standard grab I go for is like just a basic front side. It's an indie grab, I think it's called, and it's my right hand on that rail. And throw your body into a spin, you know, so like I said, you can either land with your tail facing the beach, or even if it's a big ramp, try and go for the full rotation. But yeah, the main goal is just to throw your body into that spin as soon as you grab and leave the lip, and then just try and keep a bit of weight on your front foot and keep your tail from diving. And then once you landed like that, it's the rest is butter. You can spin either way you want and fool around with it, go backwards for a while, get cocky, whatever you like.